hut down a country road. There's a girl named Jonesy with a carefree soul. She's got chickens in the yard, running wild and free, and she's rolling up her life in a sweet green dream. Jonesy in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jonesy's living in her own kind of life. She wakes up with the sunrise, no shoes on her feet, dancing in the garden to a reggae beat. She's got a peace sign hanging on her front porch swing, and a big old smile for everything. Jonesing in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jones's living in her own kind of life. She's got no worries, just the earth and sky, living her life, no need to try, with a heart full of love and a head full of dreams. Jones's riding on life's sweet stream. Jonesing in her hippie hut, life's a breeze, smoking that good stuff, feeling so at ease, with the chickens clucking and the sun so bright. Jones's living in her own kind of life. So if you ever feel lost or caught in a bind, just think of Jones and you'll surely find that the simple life's the one that's truly free, in a hippie hut just like Jones and you see.
Hello, hello, hello. I know we're not going to have many people in here, but I wanted to do a quick little recap video. That way I can cut it, splice it, and put it as a video. But it's giving me a hard time uploading these. Hello, hello, hello. Uploading these screenshots. I did get a text saying that someone's trying to claim that maybe he got blunt force trauma from that Quentin Simon could have gotten the blunt force trauma from the trash compactor in the truck. And I'm going to say that's a no, because then there would not be, trigger warning, there would not be brain matter on his pack and play and pillow. Jesus Christ. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Hey, y'all. Hey. I just wanted to come in and go over what we've learned in the first part, the opening of Leilani's trial. Okay, so here it is. Leilani is definitely being fed good. We know that. And I'm going to add this in. The judge is beautiful. She's gorgeous. I love Judge Tammy Stokes. Leilani is solemn as all get out until the jury comes in. When they come in, she starts crying. They made a note in the beginning. Nice. Do you feel good about it? They made a note in the beginning of where everybody was in the house. Billy and husband were out of town. Paul was upstairs. They made sure to say that his room was upstairs and he wouldn't be able to hear anything. So for those on this fucking app trying to make it seem like maybe Paul could have had something to do with it or known about it, shame on you. Then they went into how Leilani was feeling bad about herself, and they brought up the digital suicide note to Danny that she made on 8/22. I need some coffee. On 8/22, she made a digital suicide video. They played that video. She was telling Danny basically what a piece of shit he was, and to take care of her kids, and she gave a message to each of her kids. Okay. That, remember, Quentin was murdered in the early morning hours of October 5th. She claims she's not able to love herself, so can't love the children. On October 4th, the day before Quentin was unalived, Danny and Leilani both went to work, and they both clocked out early to take Leilani to the dentist. Around 10 p.m., okay, so their day went on as normal, right? They pick up the kids eventually. They go home. Around 10 p.m., Danny and Leilani started fighting, started arguing. Leilani leaves to meet the drug dealer, but goes to the Circle K first at 10:29 p.m. Then at 10:32 p.m., she heads to the 204 area to meet her drug dealer. Between 10:45 p.m. and 10:55 p.m., that's when she's scoring her drugs. At 10:49 p.m., that can be proven by the CashApp she sent to the drug dealer named Timothy West. Okay, while all that's happening, they made note that Paul clocks out from his job at 9:56 p.m. When he gets home, Quentin was fine. At 11:10 p.m., Leilani gets home. Paul at this time is now in his bedroom, going to sleep. Danny is also going to sleep. Leilani admitted she was the only one up, frantically using drugs and doing lines of cocaine. Danny, they made note at this point in the opening that he is cooperating with police 100%. So he's trying to conversate with Leilani to get information to give to them. Around 1 a.m., Leilani kills Quentin. She then takes his body, puts it in the car, and begins the cover-up. She throws Quentin away at 1:17 a.m. And she throws him away in the dumpsters at the Azalea Mobile Home Park, which is right next door to the Chevron she told the investigators she went to. I mean, not the Chevron, the Circle K. From 2:01 a.m. to 9:16 a.m., Leilani's phone is inactive. She's sleeping. That's what they said this proves. Around 5 a.m., Danny tries waking Leilani up, but she won't wake up, so he decides not to spend the money on the babysitter. Danny texts Michelle, the babysitter, at 5:20 a.m. and tells her that they do not need her. Danny then goes to work, clocks in at 6:11 a.m., and clocks out at 9:16 a.m. The reason he clocked out at 9:16 a.m. is because Leilani calls him at 9:14 a.m. and tells him Quentin is missing and that the front door was open. Danny takes off. We can see him take off in the footage they showed on the opening statements. Let's see. So then, when confronted, hold on. Confronted with the info of seeing where her vehicle was going, right? Leilani gives the Origel story. She says at 2 a.m. she was meeting her friend Misty at the Chevron next to the dumpsters and Azalea Mobile Home Park for some Origel. She claims she was only gone for 12 minutes, and she uses the Life 360 to show proof of that. In the footage of this interview, you can tell Danny is sus as fuck. He's like, what? Okay. So then they interview Leilani, Danny, and Paul. Leilani gives her account, which is everything we just said. She also allows her phone to be checked. Investigators then question her about the 204 area dealer text to Danny, and she claims it wasn't to actually buy drugs, but to pay off of a drug debt of $20. Other than pot, she doesn't use drugs, she claims. So then they confront her about the messages about buying Percocet. And she says, "Oh, that's not for me. That's for my friend Cheyenne." So then they get camera footage and see that she did not stop at the Chevron, but actually went to the dumpsters. Hold on. She did dumpsters in Azalea Mobile Home Park and sat there for about 2 minutes. She then throws Quentin's body away. Ellie then talked to Misty, the friend Leilani was supposedly meeting for the ordeal. The last time Misty has seen Leilani was several months prior. Another interview on October 8th was conducted with Leilani by the FBI. She was confronted on the footage of the dumpsters and Misty. Leilani sticks by her story. October 12th, another interview. Still claims she did meet Misty 100%. Says Misty was smoking crack while handing over the Oragel, and that explains why Misty may not have remembered meeting her. A few minutes later, she then admits she didn't see Misty at all. Oh, these are out of order. Again, I don't know why. I don't know why they're out of order. Will you mute this? What are y'all thinking about it so far? Let me see if I can get these back in order because we only got like 15 more minutes before they come back. Okay, let me go to my recents. Browse. Gallery. Let's see what these are. Okay, we went through all this. Leilani gets home, front door. Okay, this is what we missed. Okay. So, remember, let's see, hold on. So, the next morning after when Leilani called Danny and told him that Quentin was missing and that the front door was open, Danny takes off from work to meet up with Leilani. They made sure to include that the front door did not actually open until 9:22 a.m. while Leilani was on the phone with Danny, and that she was staging the scene for him. Everyone rallies. Leilani and Danny call 911. Almost immediately after reporting Quentin missing, they pulled tag photos and realized Leilani has been out running around and not in bed at 12 a.m. like she first stated. And that's when we go into the meeting the friend and all that. She throws Quentin away at 1:17 a.m. That's where Danny takes off. Claims, yes, okay. So this is where she says her friend Misty was smoking crack, and that might be why she couldn't remember meeting up with her. A few minutes later, she admits she didn't see Misty. Claims, yes, she did throw some trash away there, and that the trash was stinky shrimp pasta that had been sitting in the car. Also, she now confirms that she did actually take a Percocet and did some cocaine, and that her story is inconsistent due to the cocaine use. Okay. Yes, I did. I took screenshots. I sure did. Yeah, the ADT system showed that front door did not open until 9:22 a.m. Hickabin. She is. She then, yeah, there was, see, my notes are all out of order, but she also messaged the FBI agent. It was her last way of trying to get out of this, and threw Danny under the bus and said that she was tired of covering up for him and that he used her car that night. And the reason her phone has the Life 360 track on it going all the places she went was because her phone was left in her car from when she used it prior. Bullshit. And then y'all want to know what the defense's opening is? The defense's opening is this is all based off of rumor, speculation, and innuendos, and that you can't find Leilani guilty due to the state's conclusion on what happened, because the state's conclusion is that she murdered her child, right? And that's pretty much it. That she did not do it, and the evidence will prove that she did not do it. That was their whole 5-minute opening statement. Yeah, he did. He dropped a photo of Quentin's skull. Sure did. He said that let me remove this. He said that Quentin was found, his remains were found in different lines and different areas of trash. So it's not like they found all his bones in one area. It was scattered. The photo he showed was Quentin's top frontal part of his skull. And he did also specifically mention the foot. His foot was found as well. Yeah, she's on camera at the dumpster. Hey, Chasen. I posted the notes up in order. See, I'm all out of order right here. I just wanted to talk to y'all and see what y'all thought. But I'm all out of order on here. But if you go on my community post, the notes for each section are posted in order. There's a part 1 for the opening for the state, a part 2 for the opening of the state, and 1 part for the opening of the defense. And it's all pretty much there. It's all in order lined up. They did show pictures of the pack and play. Looked like something was on the front of that pack and play to me, in my opinion. For anybody to be saying that maybe, for anybody to be saying that Paul had to have known something, you're fucked up. I heard Dolly saying it too. I've heard a few people saying it. For anybody to be saying that maybe that baby received blunt force trauma from the trash truck, you're ignorant as fuck. Because if he received the blunt force trauma from the trash truck, the brain matter wouldn't be on the pack and play in his pillow. The fuck out of here. I'm actually watching the trial with Lady K because it's calm in there. You can chit chat a little bit about what you're thinking. Or on the wall, or maybe underneath. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The blunt force trauma did not come from the trash truck. Sorry, not sorry. The evidence they're about to present with us or present to us that was named in the affidavit was brain matter on the pack and play in the pillowcase. I mean, miss me with that shit. I'm so disappointed. I'm going to post recap notes throughout the day. But I'm actually about to start carpet cleaning and cleaning my house. So I'll probably post all the notes tonight just to refer back to. Yes, Lady K's playing it. I posted three different channels that are not giving out misinformation while reviewing it, okay? That's Michelle After Dark. You can trust hers. Jen Lou at the Ward Case Studies. You can trust her and you can trust Lady K. I posted all three of them that I've seen covering it. I clicked into Dolly's for a second. He wouldn't shut the fuck up. Had to leave up out of there. So those are the three I personally would recommend if you're not going to watch it on just court TV or law and crime. Thank you, Stephanie. Oh, she's not? Okay, so Jen Lou at the Ward Case Studies isn't going to be streaming this afternoon. So maybe Michelle. I'm surprised Michelle's going to be streaming. It's different time for her, isn't it? I have two, Cammy. I've been going back and forth. Yes, I posted all of them in my community tab. Just go in there and click on one. Oh, Alex is going to do the afternoon? Great. I love that. So I'll share hers once it's up. Yeah. Well, I'm just disappointed in myself just because it's like, come on, man. We were in that case together. We were so deep, but now I see what's up. I see what's up. Like, ooh, nice. Called Trial TV. Yeah. Sarah Boone will be on Michelle Walks. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't got no time for nobody to be putting out there that Paul might have had something to do with it. Y'all shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's in the affidavit. Who's doing that? Who's doing that, Debbie? Ooh, I thought Sarah Boone was supposed to start today, but I'm not sure. Chasen, do you know when it starts? I thought Mindy said on the 14th, but today's the 14th. We're gonna be busy with this Quentin and Sarah Boone. But I found it very telling that, hey, Zero Jules, I found it very, very, very telling. We're about to get off here because it's about to resume. I find it very telling that the defense ain't got shit. Ain't got shit. Literally ain't got nothing to say except this is all rumors and speculation. Okay. Happy birthday, Avery. Maybe tomorrow for jury selection too. Here, we'll play this really quick for Avery, and then I will peace out and go back to the trial. Yeah, and I know they're like 30 minutes behind. Like, that's the only way they would allow the court, the media to record it, to stream it, right? But she said come back at 1:30. So does that mean it won't start playing for us until 2? Happy birthday, girl. Hey, Grain. Okay, we still got another half an hour. That's right. Okay, because if she said 1:30, that means they're starting right now, but the streaming's being delayed for 30 minutes. I wish I could get these photos to upload right. These notes. see. See, they're not even uploading an order. Because that one's first. 11:10, Leilani gets home. That one's second. Danny takes off. That's third. Okay, now they're in order. This is part 1, 2. I think they're in order now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add. One, 2, 3. Let's see what these 3 are. Okay, yeah, this is them in order. Okay. Let's see. Leilani is definitely being fed good. She cries only when she sees the jury walk in. They made note that Paul's room, the brother, his room is upstairs and he wouldn't be able to hear anything. Leilani was feeling bad about herself and made a digital suicide note to Danny on 8/22, which was a little over a week before Quentin was murdered. She claims not to be able to love herself, so she can't love the children. On October 4th, which was the day before Quentin was murdered, both Danny and Leilani went to work, and they both clocked out early to take Leilani to the dentist. Okay? They went to the dentist, they get her medicine, and, get home, get settled, pick the kids up, get home, get settled again. And then at this time, it's 10 p.m., and that's when Danny and Leilani start fighting. Leilani leaves to meet the drug dealer, but goes to the Circle K first. They catch her on camera at the Circle K at 10:29 p.m. Then, at 10:32 p.m., she heads towards the 204 area to meet her drug dealer. Between 10:45 p.m. and 10:55 p.m., she's scoring her drugs. This is confirmed by the 10:49 p.m. CashApp sent to Timothy West for the drugs. Paul, who was at work during all this, clocks out at 9:56 p.m. When he gets home, he interacts with Quentin a little bit, and the other kid says Quentin was fine. At 11:10 p.m., Leilani gets home. Paul is now in his bedroom going to sleep, and so is Danny. Leilani admits to law enforcement she was the only one up, and she was frantically using drugs and doing lines. Okay, this is when they made sure to drop in that Danny is cooperating with police. He is trying to get information from Leilani to relay that information to law enforcement. Around 1 a.m., Leilani kills Quentin, takes his body, puts it in the car, and begins the cover-up process. She goes to the dumpsters at the Azalea Mobile Home Park and throws Quentin away at 1:17 a.m. And she sat there for 2 minutes before she threw him away. From 2:01 a.m. to 9:16 a.m., the phone shows inactive, so they assume Leilani's sleeping at this time. Around 5 a.m., Danny tries waking Leilani up, but she won't wake up. So Danny decides not to spend the money on the babysitter. He texts Michelle and tells her at 5:20 a.m. that they don't need her to babysit the kids that day. Danny then goes to work and clocks in at 6:11 a.m. And then you see he clocks out at 9:16 a.m. The reason he clocked out at 9:16 a.m. was because Leilani called him at 9:14 a.m. and tells him, "Quentin is missing. I woke up, the front door was open." Danny takes off. That is also verified by the footage they showed of Danny running through the warehouse. While she's telling Danny that she wakes up to the front door being open, they show while she's on the phone with Danny that the front door did not open until 9:22 a.m. while on the phone with Danny. They believe she's staging the scene for him. Everyone rallies. The babysitter, the babysitter's kids, Leilani, Danny, and they start, searching for Quentin. And Danny and Leilani call 911. That's where you hear the 911 call. Almost immediately after reporting Quentin missing, law enforcement pulls the tag photos and realized Leilani had not. No, they realized that Leilani had been running around and not in bed at 12 a.m. like she claimed. Because remember, she just went to get Orajel from the friend. When confronted with this info, Leilani gives the Orajel story. 2 a.m., she meets her friend Misty at the Chevron next to the dumpsters at the Zayla Mobile Home Park for some Orajel. She claims she's gone for all of 12 minutes, and she used the Life 360 app to prove it to them. At this point in that body cam footage, you can see Danny is sus as hell of what Leilani's saying. So this is when they decide to start their interviews with all of them privately, Leilani, Danny, and Paul. Leilani gives her story, which is what I just told you. She woke up around 9 a.m., Quentin was gone, and the door was open. She does allow her phone to be checked, and that is when she is questioned by law enforcement about the 204 area dealer. They call it the 204 area. It's basically where you go to score your drugs. Where she texts Danny and tells him that she was going to the 204 drug dealer. They did show that as well. And she claims it wasn't to actually buy the drugs, but to pay off a debt of $20. Other than pot, she doesn't use drugs, she claims. So then they question her about the messages about buying Percocets. And she said, "Oh, they're not for her. They're for her friend Cheyenne." Ellie go and get camera footage and see she did not stop at the Chevron, but actually went to the dumpsters in Azalea Mobile Home Park and sat there for about 2 minutes, then throws Quentin's body away. Ellie then talked to Misty, the friend that Leilani was supposedly meeting for the Orajel. Last time Misty seen Leilani was several months prior. Another interview was then done on October 8th with an FBI agent where Leilani was confronted on the footage of dumpsters and Misty. Leilani sticks by her story. October 12th, another interview. This is where she's still claiming she did actually meet Misty, 100%. She says Misty was smoking crack while handing over the Orajel to explain why Misty may not remember meeting with her. A few minutes later, after some more drilling, she admits she didn't see Misty at all. She claims, yes, she did visit the dumpsters and throw some trash away. That trash was stinky shrimp pasta that had been sitting in the car. Then she also admits to actually taking Percocet at this time and doing lines of cocaine. Let me plug my phone up. Leilani claims that the reason her story is inconsistent is because of the cocaine use. Okay, that was on October 12th interview. On that same October 12th interview, she admits to being a regular user of cocaine, Percocet, and weed. She claims she doesn't know what she did, but she hopes that Ellie is able to bring him home to her safe. and that she will take responsibility for whatever they find if they find she did anything. On October 18th, Ellie announces the landfill search. Quentin was not in the dumpster very long, as it was emptied the same day she put him in there. So she put him in there at 1:17 a.m. He was empty that morning. But then they also had 2 days after that the trash dumped in the same area with Quentin. Quentin was in pieces due to the garbage truck process. The truck number was 3909. Detectives talked to the landfill manager, and the manager is able to give the idea of where trash was dumped that morning and the following 2 mornings. Preparation begins for landfill search and commences, and they go through weeks of searching. So that was on October 18th. On October 24th, while the landfill is being searched, Leilani is still playing games and does the interview with WTOC. That's the interview she did with her and Billy Joe, where Billy Joe looked like she could slap the spit out that hoe's mouth. Anyways, still claiming to be a victim of child abduction. That same day after the interview, Leilani sends the FBI agent a text blaming Danny. Leilani claims he used her car and her phone was in the car from her prior use. On October 31st was her last interview, and she is still sticking to her story now. 18 days later, Ellie, on November 18th, Ellie find Quentin's remains. They find specifically, and I can say this specifically because it's the photos they showed, the top front skull portion. He mentioned a foot, and he said mostly bones and different lines of trash spread out. Ellie sent the remains to Quantico. Leilani's last interview was after they sent the remains to Quantico, and she claims she doesn't remember anything. She remembers getting home and doing a line of cocaine and smoking a blunt and going to bed. So that would have been after 1:17 a.m. That would have been around, I don't know, 1:30, or they didn't mention what time she got home from dropping Quentin off in the trash. Not that I recall. So, let's see. She remembers getting home and doing a line of cocaine, smoked a blunt, got in bed. On the way home, Leilani claims to be confused on why she is in the car. So basically, between seeing Quentin in his pack and play at 10 p.m. till when she arrives home after throwing him away, she remembers nothing. How convenient. How fucking convenient, right? Okay. Here is her defense opening, and then I'm for real getting off and starting my chores, and I will do updates later. The defense opening is the whole case is rumor, gossip, and speculation and innuendos that the state can't prove. Can't be determined by gossip, her guilty, non-guilty, whatever. Can't be determined by gossip, rumors, and state conclusions that is unsupported by actual evidence. The tracking of Leilani's movements are conclusions by the state. Blah, blah, blah. Evidence will not support bold conclusion by state that Leilani murdered her child. Basically, nothing. They got nothing. So there's your recap. And if you need to go back to it to check anything, to compare to what the defense says, it's all on my community post. Her defense sucks. Bro. Like, bro. And they did show a portion. Let me see. I've got trigger warning. I'll delete some of my overlays now because we just went through that. They did show a portion of the skull. I'll show y'all that. We'll put that up. It's the front top portion of the skull that they found. So that's you can see right there where the eyes, I can't say it, how do you say occipital, whatever, around above the eyes, you can see exactly the top portion of the skull. And then I know he's specific. Yeah, but I was trying to think occipital, occipital. Google it for me. Occipital. It's the bones, the eye bones. It's that's it. But put occipital. Put what I'm telling you. It'll spell it out for you. OCCIP. I told you it would pull it up for you.
It forms the back and base of the skull.
So that's not the one then. Okay, so it's not the occipital. What's the top portion of the skull? Google top portion of the skull. I thought the occipital bone was your eyes. The bones around your eyes. No, she sure as fuck didn't, Kim. Calvaria.
Skull cap.
Well, that's what it is. It's a skull cap. See? Oh, you don't want to see?
No.
Oh.
Why you want to damage me?
I don't want to damage you, baby. It's a true crime.
That's damage.
This is what they found of Quentin. She threw him in the trash.
Keep my innocence.
You can't see. It's just his skull. Okay.
It's a big skull.
I know.
It's depressing. That's why we need nothing.
Nut houses. Whatever it is. Yeah. It's the top portion of the skull. The top portion of the skull. Yeah. That's what they found. Calvaria. Calvaria. I took this course in school and don't remember any of it. I need to freshen up my EMT. Lord have mercy. All right. So I think they said Alex Erickson's going to be going live with the second portion of this afternoon. I know Michelle After Dark was live and Lady K is live, and I would trust all three of them. They're just there to listen. They're not trying to push off their thoughts on you. So I would definitely go to one of them. Thank y'all for being here for the recap. I just wanted to go over those notes with y'all. I appreciate you. And let's go watch the rest of this first day of trial. Catch you later, Gators. Bye.
So if you ever feel lost or caught in a bind, just think of Jones and you'll surely find that the simple life's the one that's truly free. In a hippie hut, just like Jones and you see.